Welcome back, Carries. DestinysJesus here. In today's video, we're taking a look at how to W key like Vortex. I know a lot of you people, myself included, have been struggling with W keying in the new season. People just jumping on your SMGs. It's very hard to finish fights quickly, getting third party by Spider-Man the whole time. However, Vortex proves that you can fight properly in the current season. As you can see, it gets a 30 bomb and then loads of consistent high kill games, as you can see here. And that's basically what we'll be taking a look at. All of his kills in all of these games, taking all these little bits of information that's going to help you guys get better at fighting in this current season and in this current meta. I hope you enjoy. Make sure you like on the video, and the solos and duos masterclass will be out very, very soon. Okay, so first fight by Vortex here. He's going to do a couple things correctly and then one mistake that you guys need to make sure you avoid. So the first thing that is correctly here, after getting a small amount of damage, don't ever just jump into someone's box and try to end duel. That is how you throw your game away. So you can see here, he plays very patiently, tries to go for a shot from above. Unfortunately, the other guy gets out of the way of it. He decides to drop down. He doesn't commit straight in or chase the guy. He's only got a small amount of damage. So he does a very nice wall replace technique where he swings from the top, as you can see here. When he swings from the top, other people try to do like cones out or floors out or something, or they just try to hold their wall. So what he does is hop down straight into the wall straight away and goes to replace and the wall take. However, at this point, he doesn't actually manage to get the wall. So what he does is try to slide a cone. It doesn't work. And this is when the mistake comes in. As soon as you go for a wall replace and you don't get like a bit of piece control on the guy by sliding that cone or actually getting the wall itself, you need to make sure you have a backup plan in mind. And as you can see here, he doesn't actually get his backup plan in mind quick enough. The other guy comes out and full boxed him and he's stuck at this point. This is actually how he gets out of this really awkward situation, which could result in him getting SMG to death. So he tries to shoot out the way out of stop. Other guy breaks the stair. So what he does is slides in the stair into the guy's box at the same time he gets a shot off, and you can see there. Then he gets the guy to 1 HP. You can see it just forcing his stair at that side of his angle makes it very awkward. The guy immediately reboxes outwards and down. He runs straight in, gets the cone and the wall control, and then gets the kill very simply. This is a very, very simple fighting technique, and a lot of the things that he does so far and in the rest of this are very simple, but you need to master the basics. As you can see here, he basically just holds onto a right hand peak for the correct timing to go for a shot. So you can see there, he doesn't actually edit the wall straight away. Decides to wait for the guy to swing on his wall once, swings the whole way over to the left, as you can see it, basically hugging this wall. And the angle that this creates basically means that the other guy can't see you at all, and you can just try and peek into him straight away as he goes to edit. Waits the guy to pull out a shotgun. As you can see, this guy can barely see anything, gets that free bit of chip damage, and at this point, he's happy enough to commit in this SMG. Other guy tries to go for a shotgun shot, and that peanut buttered it, and he just jumps straight in. One of the biggest mistakes people actually go ahead and make when they're fighting in the current solo meta, same thing goes for duos as well, is just not playing a fight out defensively and waiting for your opponent to make a mistake. You can see here he's not going to this match the build fight, and again, you want to try to avoid build fighting where possible, because it's very easy to get third party by Spider-Man. Current meta. So you can see here he just tries to box up, make a 2-bar, make a little bit of space, and he's going to wait and play around for a cross box peek when this guy jumps down. You don't want to just go ahead and do a flat wall edit where you're in the box and you're editing on the guy outside the box. You're going to try to create a second box peek so you can go for a shotgun shot and avoid that SMG. So you're going to see here, he boxes up, waits for the guys to jump down, he's reloading his shotgun. As soon as the guy jumps down, he goes for a minimal amount of piece control, just gets the cone there to stop him escaping straight away, and then he goes for the shot. Gets a big amount of damage as the guy swings onto this wall, then he comes out here and gets a full box, and gets a very simple kill. This is the key thing here. As the other guy jumps down to his box, he does a cross box peek where the guy can't really do anything with the SMG, and he gets a free amount of damage. You're just playing off that random peek. That is the most important thing to do when you're playing defensive, just looking for those cross box peeks, rather than just, let's say, standing in this box and shooting this box over here, where you can easily get running and by an SMG. Instead, plays that right hand peek, the other guy can't really do anything about it, gets the cone as well, and then he's got a simple kill straight afterward. Right here is a very nice example of how you need to be a little bit more patient than normal when it comes to killing someone. So you can see he's trying to get this guy's wall, SMG take it, gets the right hand peek straight away and gets the cone slide at the same time and gets that initial bit of damage. But the big mistake that people make is they try to just kill the other guy straight away. They try to jump him in the SMG and get that kill. Instead, as you can see, he comes over to the left, gets that piece control. Again, he's just on the top right hand peak. The only way the guy can go to safely get out of the box without getting shot in the back is going forward. So you can see he comes over here, gets the wall as well, just that little bit of extra control, and then he holds the guy in the box. You don't let the guy out the box and start aim shielding. That's an easy way to just waste your heals and actually make the fight last longer if he does amount of damage to you. So you can see, very simple. Now he's got this wall set up here, you can just try and peek straight into the other guy again and take 0 damage in that fight versus somebody. Again, it's quite a bad play to be running around the box, but I guarantee you guys have done it because you don't play the fight patiently. One very useful thing you can do that Vortex does here when it comes to using the SMG during fights is using it to actually go ahead and get extra piece control, and especially to stop someone reboxing. See what I mean here? You can see as he approaches this other guy's box, he's going to go ahead and actually get to the position where the other guy's got high ground, a whole layer above. Actually, he uses the SMG instead of just spraying and trying to get a little bit of damage on the other guy. He sprays the SMG and uses that to actually break the wall in time and then get the cone off. At this point, he's got the guy actually trapped. He can only go out to the side if he was to turn the other way, or he can come towards him. So you can see exactly how he capitalizes. Slow down because he does it very quickly here. He's going to go ahead and jump up, get the full box onto this guy, as you can see. Basically traps in all of the back walls. Now the only exit this guy has, because he's slid a cone in with his SMG utilizing that again, only exit he has is coming towards him on this close wall, all running out him, so you can see how he predicts that. Full box is this side here, waits the guy to do the exact play and walk into this wall. Now he resets both walls. Again, you want to make sure that you always go ahead and avoid other people running straight out on you and Angel. You never want to force an Angel unless you absolutely have to at the back end of a fight. Now you're going to see he gets all of the control, puts himself in an elevated cone, and you don't do the same edit twice in a row. A big mistake is I see people making is they do an edit, get 100 damage, then they go ahead and do the same edit like an arch edit again, or a top right edit, and it gets very predictable. Instead you can see here she goes and completely does a new edit in terms of this fight, does the top right to bait the guy again, resets it, and then there's a top wall, as you can see, and the other guy's completely. Again, not the best player, but a very good example. Use that SMG to get a little bit of piece of control, and especially to block exits like he did there. I've talked about this in previous W King videos, but it's very important that the current meta where everyone should spraying is to make sure you know where the third-party threats are and how to use them to your advantage. You can see here, he's approaching, and he's aware of where the other threats are in terms of other people are boxed up around him. And as soon as this guy starts spraying in, he realizes, okay, it's the perfect time to go ahead and jump in, and he does it at the correct timing as I'm before. You can see he's going to jump straight down, uses the other person spraying, and pressuring all the builds to basically get a free timing where you can just go ahead and hop straight into the box and gets a very simple kill. Something that not even a lot of top pros are using is actually going ahead and utilizing the ability to hold out your wall to actually edit from further away. Oftentimes if you do this, people get completely caught out and it results in really free kills. You can see here, he's basically a whole box away. You can see he gets the wall placement, and normally you wouldn't be able to edit this unless you hold out your wall blueprint like he's doing here. And as you can see, holds out his wall blueprint, predicts as the guy runs up into the box, and this guy gets completely lost to the piece. You can see, throws out for a second, and he gets a very free kill. Again, it's a really simple way of forcing an Angel, just catching when your opponent is in a position like that. Alternatively, you can do it when you're box fighting as well. It's always very useful to do. Right, this next fight is a very good example of a couple of different things to kill people quicker in the current season. That's all you're going to see. Just uses the SMG to not try to get bleed through at all. Just get that wall replaced and instantly goes to a right hand window edit because he's Spider-Man over, he kind of messes out to get the shot off straight away. But as you can see, he basically predicts where the guy's going to go. Obviously, he's like underneath the ramp, so it's quite awkward from flip it and go up. It's also unlikely that somebody underneath the ramp goes out to the side because they can't really see which direction it is. It basically predicts and runs around to the side with the chili effect on and drops down, knowing that's the most likely way that he goes. He actually predicts it perfectly, corrects it. Unfortunately, barely gets any damage because of the tree in the way. As you can see, he doesn't commit straight into that Angel there again. It's a minimal amount of damage, so instead he just decides to play slow for a second, catches this guy journeying out, as you can see here, and this is where a really nice bit of piece control comes in. As you go from underneath someone like this, just go ahead and jump for the cone, as you can. It's a full box on this guy and the side wall as well. Now he's gotten boxed in and trapped, he doesn't want to let him get out to the side. He sprays through his SMG again, goes for a cone, replaces bumps the guy up straight away, and he places the floor at the same time in case the guy plays in the cone at all. He's forcibly bumped up. As you can see, he's got a very free Angel here, and he has good movement jumping to the left. It's very important that you go to the left. As you can imagine with someone's character model, if you swing over to the left-hand side, you're actually getting into their character model, making it very hard for them to hit. This is the final 1v1 in his 30 bomb game that he actually got here. So you're going to see a couple of really nice things that he does that he's been doing so far throughout this entire game. First of all, he's just dropping down the SMG to take the wall, and he gets a little bit of extra control at the same time out to the side, and Peter controls it with the cone, just as a step precaution in case this guy runs out straight away. And as you can see, the guy decides to double back in still, and it's the same thing they did earlier. Does the blueprint edit with the wall to actually get a free shot as the other guy comes out. Other guy's holding his blueprint out, he's not even sure what's going on, as you can see. Gets the cone up top as well, then gets a free shot. Very simply, doesn't overcommit him with the SMG. That's the only chance I think he loses this 1v1. He's just overcommitting it straight away. Instead, he goes up top, plays it slow for a second, and lets the other guy die to stall. Again, very simple stuff. He's not even doing anything too crazy, in my opinion. He's just doing everything very nicely and very methodically at the same time. Alright, right here, this is an absolutely insane angle that you can do while playing on defense. It's probably the first time I've seen somebody able to counter this really nice setup that I taught a very long time ago. I think in the How to WK like Kerry actually video from like ago. This is how he actually does it. First of all, it just goes in, box up, plays defensively. Obviously trying to get his heal loss. Doesn't want to waste his splashes straight away, especially if he's still got some mats to play around with. He tries to bait the big one to getting a free shot here. Because he's got the 2-1, he's got a little bit of extra space. Now he's trapped in, and he's actually forced in a position with a single box. This is a really nice angle that he does. That's all the other guys setting up from above, like you can see here. He's actually going to hold his edit. One thing he does a lot, and he did it earlier as well, is he just holds his edits and waits for the guys to go for something. Now when this guy goes for the setup above, he resets, then goes for a rear edit again, so he's held it, reset, then he's gone for a re-edit again. As you can see, this other guy's playing around this top right hand peak of the box like that, and you can see it's perfect timing where he just jumps up and out trades the other guy. The other guy can barely see his head for like a second, and actually most of his body ends up peeking over the top, which allows him to get that headshot, as you can see there. At this point, very simple kill, just sprays the other guy down and gets his SMG kill. But just playing around those angles from below makes it really effective and allows him to get the kill there. One thing that is quite risky, how it does end up paying a lot of the time off, is actually just fighting while you're low HP and just kind of doing this constant pressure. As you can see here, he only pops mini. He could heal up basically the whole way to 200. Instead, he wants to keep this pressure up on some of the players been fighting for a while now. And the reason you're going to try to do this again is just so your fight doesn't drag on as long. You're not getting third party by Spider-Man. In the current meta, especially fighting like mid-down like this, you're going to get third parties a lot unless you end the fight quickly. So you can see here, he keeps on fighting and pressuring this entire time while he's quite low, and allows you to get a lot of free shots. Other people think you're going to box up and heal up, and you can just constantly pressure. And as long as you're careful of like the major angles, like when people run out on you and you're aware of what the opponent is doing, oftentimes it can result in you killing them a lot quicker, just because they're forced to making a really desperate play. So you can see here, so the other guy's forced into making a dressing play, dropping down and starting to Angel. He ends up just winning the Angel because the other guy's 1 HP, and he's able to just survive here for a second. If he was to wait, use all of his splashes, use an extra mini as well, for like an extra 5 seconds, the other guy's healing as well, the fight drags on for a much longer time, and you end up wasting all of your kills in the middle of the fight as well. Again, it's not the best thing to do all of the time, but however, doing it in certain situations and keeping that pressure up is very useful to do, especially when somebody else is shambles and trying to get off their last remaining heal like a Guzzle do something. Just keep on pressuring them is the best thing to do in those sort of situations. Alright, a lot of people absolutely hate the auto shotgun, and it's for good reason. It's pretty awkward to use, and that's because most people use it like a striker and try to play those ranged angles and then use the SMG to finish them off. But you have to basically use it as a full commit weapon after you piece control someone. You can see here, he's approaching to the other guy, he goes ahead and approaches and gets both walls low on this 2x1 setup. As you can see, he's approaching, getting both walls low. This allows him to get a little bit of damage, as you can see, damage right there. And as the other guy starts reboxing around, he starts playing around and actually gets into opportunity where, because he's transitioning and moving around the boxes, it's very awkward for this guy to keep up with what he's actually doing. This is where the SMG going for his wall replacements is so useful. Gets the cone slide as well, gets the back wall control as he takes that initial wall. Everything around this guy, and this is where the auto shotgun is so broken. Instead of you having to go for a striker pump and then reset, do like 20 damage, instead he just fully gets into the box, and what he does here with his movement is very useful too. Basically, he just jumps around the entire time. I'll slow it down just for a second here. He jumps, lands, jumps straight away, jumps, lands straight away. Another guy can't really do anything in there. If he was trying to Angel with an SMG, because he's jumping around, it's very hard to hit, and because he's only got a striker in his hands, he can only do like one shot in time while the other guy's jumping around. This results in a free kill for Vortex. A couple of useful, nice things that he does here against this guy is just setting boxed up. First of all, just trying to spam cones as he approaches, just trying to get that extra little bit where you can slide in a cone like he did there as someone's building a box. So you can see he gets a free cone in. Now he decides to go ahead and try to force ramp in, so the other guy just boxed up and actually starts making some space. When someone makes space like this, again, you don't want to get caught out by a crossbox peek or something, which the other guy definitely could do. So what he decides to do is drop down, get that cone slide in right there, so basically forces him into other box. Now he approaches from below where that stair is flipped. As you can see, he is very patient here. It's very easy to just completely throw your game to an SMG or hopping into a bad Angel. As you can see, he's very patient with his edit, knowing this guy's holding his SMG out. So he holds it for a couple seconds. He basically wants to let that other guy spray through so he can get a shotgun shot first and then have that slight damage advantage as the Angel initiates. See, other guy sprays straight through the SMG, hits the 95 pump, and at this point, it's just a straight Angel, but because of the fact he waited with that stare on the guy's face to get that shotgun shot, means he's going to win the Angel and come out on top in the fight. Alright, right here you're going to see Vortex absolutely run through X-Squeeze in a mid-game fight. And the reason he's able to do this is just because of how much constantly pressure he puts on after he gets initial bit damage. You can see here, X-Squeeze is going to go try box off and baiting a big pot, and Vortex just commits straight into the box with an SMG slide. Gets in like that. At this point, X-Squeeze actually managed to get away, but you can see how he's able to constantly put this pressure on. Rather than stopping and reloading his SMG and allowing X-Squeeze to actually get that time to pop minis, instead he just hops straight onto the wall, double swings, knowing that X-Squeeze really can't open up without getting one-shot by a shotgun. You can see here, now he takes the time to reload because he's forced him out and he's forcing him to a position where he has to rebox. Reloads the SMG, and at this point, hops onto the wall again, realizes he's got the wall control here from earlier. It's very important to remember what type of piece control you got earlier on in engagement. Just that extra wall can make the difference like it does here. At this point, just commit straight in the SMG. Again, you can't just sit there reloading SMG where your opponent pops with minis and minis and minis. You have to try to be quick and decisive in a fight. Try to stop them healing as much as possible, and then obviously you can see here, he hops straight in, the SMG. Last thing in this video, it's a very nice thing that he does here when an opponent is jumping on him, as you can see. First of all, just makes a lot of space in metal and tries to get time 12 minutes. Now the opponent's committed into the box, he actually forcibly traps him into the box there, as you can see, by letting him in, then placing that backwards. A little bit risky to do, but it can pay off, especially if you realise it like he does it. He's going to go ahead, wait for him to spray through this, when you get that timing shot with the shotgun, and immediately go ahead and reset and place the one. Just hold his wall for a second. You don't want to go running out on you while you're low HP and maintaining that image. You're going to reset it and put it into a situation, go for another shotgun shot, which he does very nicely here with a really smart shotgun. As you can see, covers all his angles from the third party, and then goes ahead. There's a nice top 3 window, as you can see, and the opponent at this point tries to get for a prediction timing shot when he jumps up, but he jumps up quick enough and doesn't edit straight away with the opponent's shotguns.